sir, I think I've got minutes now. What was your issue?
Sorry?
What did you want to talk?
Without camera, I was out saying I would like just to ask you small questions.
Yeah.
Have nothing to do with the beliefness. Why, even after a lot of conversations with yours with a lot of Muslims, I can see sometimes that you are not convinced in separate cases which they discuss it with you with evidence.
Say that again for me.
Okay. So why, for example, if one of the Muslims come over and ask how I can pronounce your name, Hatun or Hatun?
Hatun. Hatun.
Hatun. Okay. Ask Hatun about a debate or anything related to topic. Let's say you claim that in Islam they allowed child marriage, all right?
Yeah.
And they debate that with you, discuss that with you with evidence, several times. And that's happened with you and them for many topics, but you still even not convinced about one of these topics. You know what I mean? I don't say convinced about anything.
I believe that's misinterpretation and wrong information.
Why?
I know imams who left Islam because of those things. I know Muslim philosophers who left Islam because they find out their prophet climbed the top of a child.
Yeah.
So, are you Muslim?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what is your? How old are you?
I'm 40s.
You are in your 40s.
Yeah.
How would you feel? How would you feel if you are climbing the top of a child?
Climbing what?
How would you feel having sex with a child?
Nothing in Islam related to having sex with a child.
Sorry?
Nothing in Islam having to have sex with a child. And I know what you were going to do, I can tell you. Exactly
Okay.
because I'm fan of you. Listen.
I don't want you to be fan of me.
Not
Especially
fan.
I don't want Muslims to be fan of me. They need to be fan of Jesus. Okay, so that's my first point.
No, if you're going
So, Surah 65 verse 4.
I love Jesus, sure. I have no problem with Jesus.
Do you love Jesus, who is identified as the Son of God, who died on the cross for the sin of humanity? No, so you don't love real Jesus. I will come to that one. I will introduce you to real Jesus. I guess you are assuming I'm going to go to Surah 65 verse 4, correct? So, correct?
I'm listening, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, what is your explanation for Surah 65 verse 4?
No, your explanation. It's not my explanation.
No, you are Muslim.
Yeah.
So, tell me what is your understanding of that?
No. I can understand simple statement that in Islam it's not allowed to marry for children.
Okay.
Because the definition of the children, you try many times. I don't know, maybe the people who try to have conversation with you, they have kind of differentiation or pre-birth feelings towards each other between you and the
what is the definition of the child for you?
So a child, it's been defined in that specific part which have not complete the bleeding period. They cannot afford
if someone is not bleeding, they are child.
Not only bleeding, and they can't afford as well.
They cannot fight.
They can't afford. They can't do.
Okay.
They can't do any kind of sexual interaction with their partner.
Okay. So
the child terminology.
Child who is not bleeding, and child is someone who is not able to. No, I'm just trying to understand. We are debating right now. I'm just trying to understand. I'm just trying to understand. Second, so child is definition who is not bleeding, and then who is not capable to perform sexual.
Yeah, because
sex. Okay.
100 years ago, 14 years old girl, she can be in my height. You know what I mean? 14 years old girl, she can be in my height. 14 or 13 even, or less. When she was, I think, 11 or something like that. I don't remember the name. I don't want to use any claims which
I'm not a British. I don't know. So I don't know British history.
Yeah, you know just Islam.
No. I don't know British history.
Okay.
But let me make a point.
Yeah.
Queens, kings, prime ministers are not the best example to humanity. Okay? Quran identifies Muhammad as the best pattern to follow. Okay? So, how old was Aisha?
Yeah, I know that this is what you're going to say.
So, how old was Aisha when Muhammad had sex with her?
At the beginning of the conversation, I asked you one question.
Sir, I answered your question.
No, you didn't.
I did.
You didn't.
I did.
So what was my question?
Your question was why I have not convinced anyone, and then I said no, you are mistaken. I said you are mistaken. I know imams who left Islam. I know philosophers who left Islam. That was my response.
Yeah, I know 10,000 people who accept Islam.
That's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
So,
if you are talking
you can't.
we know the truth.
So no, we don't know the truth because you are making people to make babies, or you are practicing love jihad. But
You are what?
so here's the
I
problem.
didn't hear that.
I said you are practicing making babies as well as you are practicing love jihad. But here's
What
my
does that
problem.
mean? I don't understand.
I will come to that one.
No,
I will come to that one because I want to hear your explanation for the child marriage. So, child is someone who is not bleeding yet and who is not capable to perform sex according to your definition. How old was Aisha?
That's not my Islam
Okay.
This is my definition, not Islam definition.
Okay.
Yeah.
How old was Aisha when Muhammad had sex with her?
I think when Muhammad get what?
When Muhammad had sex with her.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
Was she bleeding?
I can assume, yeah.
You can assume,
Because
yeah.
it's been- yeah.
Okay. I'll show you Islamic sources.
Sorry?
I'll show you Islamic sources and then you.
Sure about that? But I have heard about a lot of conversation of her, and with many guys who is knowledgeable about Sunnah, which have shows here evidence, yes, about bleeding and about playing with balls. It was a long distance between. She was
Sorry, Hatun.
Hi. Yeah. Let me just finish my conversation.
Okay, because I'm coming from a German ex-Muslim channel.
Okay.
And
Just
there's a
give.
lot of people that
Okay.
like to hear your opinion.
Maybe 5-6 minutes.
Yeah, she
Okay.
has
Or 10
conversation
minutes.
with hijab. She have conversation
Okay.
with a lot of guys here,
Sir?
but she still ignore
Sir?
the fact.
I
that
think
she has point. That's the point. Yeah.
this is great opportunity for you to speak on the behalf of everyone
No,
or
no, no,
speak
no, no,
yourself
no, no,
on
I'm not
yourself.
speaking on
Okay,
behalf of
that's
everyone.
fine. That's
No,
fine.
no, 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 I'm
I
not
asked.
speaking in the
That's
behalf of
fine.
everyone.
Okay, you are speaking on
No, 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 no,
yourself.
don't take me out of context. I'm not speaking in the behalf of everyone. I'm not speaking in the behalf of Islam.
So you
I'm
are
not
speaking on your behalf.
myself.
Yeah, that was my second sentence. You didn't listen.
Uh-huh.
So I asked you how old was Aisha when Muhammad had sex with her? Was she bleeding or not?
Cameras.
Okay.
Why?
So Aisha reported. Apostle Sallallahu married her when she was 7 years old, and she was taking to his house
Here.
as a bride when she was 9, and her dolls were with her, and she was with Muhammad until 18 because Muhammad died.
Yeah.
Aisha narrated, he had intercourse. Aisha married with Muhammad, age 7. He had intercourse with me when I was 9 years old. Aisha was 9 years old, and Muhammad was in his 50s, had sex with her. And I don't have,
It's not true. Yeah.
which
go
is
ahead.
not true. What is your evidence that it is
What
not
is
true?
your evidence?
Sahih
Even you are-
Muslim, Sahih Bukhari,
Using Sahih Bukhari.
Ibn Majah.
It's not Sahih Bukhari.
Sahih Bukhari.
This is Sahih Bukhari.
Sahih Bukhari.
Bukhari say Aisha
Yeah.
married Muhammad.
Yeah.
Completely marriage. Was 9 years old.
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
Is Sahih Bukhari
I
lying?
don't believe you. That is using
Okay.
Sahih Bukhari.
Okay, how can you,
Yeah.
let's say, sake of the argument, I am lying.
Yeah.
Okay? I just read what Sahih Bukhari is saying though. Okay? And even Muslim scholars are saying this is not something we are
Muslim
ashamed of it.
scholars.
Yasir Qadi, okay? That's one of them.
Okay.
But I can give you references.
Yeah.
Sahih Bukhari
Yeah.
tells me, Sahih Muslim tells me.
Yeah.
Sake of the argument, I am lying. Okay? Come back here. I am here every Sunday. Expose me. Okay? Other sake of the argument, I am correct that Muhammad married with 9 years old who is not bleeding yet. What is your reaction to that? Because you said you follow me on YouTube, you hear my arguments. Have you not even checked it?
Check the what?
Have you not checked it how old Aisha was when Muhammad had a sex with her?
Not 9 years.
How old was she?
Not 9 years.
How
No,
old?
Not 9 years.
But so
Not 9 years,
have you
as your
checked
colleagues
it?
even claim
Have
now.
you
Yeah,
checked
just a
it?
second. Why always?
Have you
I'm
checked
not debating
it?
you.
Have you checked it?
I'm not debating
You haven't checked it, have
I'm
you?
not debating you.
You haven't checked it. You watch me
Listen to
on
it.
YouTube.
I'm not debating you.
You watch me on YouTube. You say people are coming and giving you response. You
I'm
didn't
not
even
debating-
check how
I'm
old
not
was
debating
Aisha.
you. So would you listen? Are you capable for listening as well?
So
Are you?
I am gonna
you
listen
can accept
after.
the listening as well.
I am gonna listen after you answer my question. Have you checked it by yourself? Have you checked it by
That's only
yourself?
hadith saying she was 6
He
years
doesn't. He
old.
doesn't believe in Sahih Bukhari.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't say that. Don't.
You don't believe that Sahih Bukhari said?
No.
You said you don't believe that Sahih Bukhari said?
I don't memorize Sahih Al-Bukhari. So I said to you, I'm talking in behalf of myself. So So I'm using my intellect as an ordinary Muslim.
Have you checked it?
You claim.
But we cannot
Have
talk
you
about
checked
your
it?
intellect. We need to speak about the sources.
Yeah.
What you think about Islam
Yeah.
is absolutely irrelevant. What the sources are saying
Yeah.
about Islam and
Yeah.
Aisha, that is relevant. So you can have your
is
personal
Maybe
opinion.
are you maybe it's Shia Muslim.
you
Sorry, are you
be
Shia
against the
Muslim?
Jamaat.
All right.
Are you Shia Muslim?
All right.
Are you Shia Muslim?
Sorry, no.
No, okay.
Slowly, easy way, in simple way. If you are saying, let's, for the sake of argument, as she said, she was lying, all right? In the same time, there is a rule clear in Islam that no one can have interact in a complete marriage.
There is no
with-
rule. No. Prove your evidence. There is no rule.
Are you,
You know,
I
you
looked
know
into
what
it.
I love in
I
your
looked into
conversations
it.
with everyone.
No, I
that you
looked
don't
into
give a
it.
chance to anyone
No,
to talk
I
to you.
looked into it, and you didn't look into
Here we
it.
are. That you found
I did
interrupting
look into
anyone.
it.
Are you
You
aware of
didn't
this
look
class
into
I will
it.
come to you. So, always you are
I looked
going
into
in
it,
that way.
and you didn't look
With
into
anyone,
it.
With anyone, even
I
someone
looked
who's
into
knowledge,
it, and
has
you didn't
evidence,
look into
knows
it.
evidence.
You have no evidence. You didn't even check it.
I think your behavior is based on completely clear hate.
Okay, that's
I'm
absolutely
afraid-
fine.
Yeah,
If you want
yeah,
to interpret it, that's absolutely
yeah.
fine.
Because
But what
even-
is your interpretation? What is your interpretation that if Sahih Bukhari is correct, that Muhammad married with Aisha, had sex with her when she was 9 years old, and there is nothing says she was bleeding,
Okay,
how
so-
does that make you feel to
for
follow
the sake
that
of
man?
argument,
Yeah.
all right? And I hope this time you will not interrupt me, all right? So, for the sake of argument, if I were going to ask you, like have you said, it's correct, she was 9, I'm sure 100%, I'm sure in that period, 1,400 years ago, she was fully fitted, if that happened, which is not true that it's happened. I'm sure inside myself that sure she was older than this. Because the only thing which I remember from Bukhari, I don't memorize Bukhari, alright? You don't need to show me your PDF copy because you keep showing many interpretation of Quran and you keep claiming that Quran have
No,
many versions.
that's just the sources.
Yeah,
I'm on the Sunni side.
no. This needs someone who is specialized in Sunnah
What is
and Hadith.
what is
No.
what is
Hold
so
on, hold on,
special
hold on,
about
hold on. Are you a fan
the
of
text?
interrupting people,
She was
guys?
6 when the Prophet married her, and he slept with her when she was 9. Which expectation do you need?
I answered here. I
So
don't need to repeat
which
that.
professor
I don't
of
need-
Islamic
I don't
studies
to
do you
repeat
need
that. I don't
to
need repeat
understand that?
If you didn't listen, I'm sorry.
Come
So I
on.
don't need to repeat that. This is what I said to her before.
Do you read Arabic?
Alright? I read Arabic.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I've got
hold on.
Arabic here.
Yeah.
Can you read this Arabic? I'll hold
حدثنا
it.
معل بن اسد حدثنا وهيب عن هشام بن عروه عن ابي عن عائشه النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم زوجها وهي بنت 6 سنين وبنى بها وهي بنت 7 سنين وقال هشام وانبات انها كانت عند 9 سنين.
What
So,
does it say?
9 years.
Okay, so read the source for me. What does it say?
Privilege of a free
So,
country.
can you tell me
That
what
you
is the
can
source?
report him when the law allows you.
By law,
Yeah,
it speaks for
yeah,
you can
so
report.
Hatun.
So what is the reference for this?
Sahih.
Okay, Sahih. What Sahih? Which one?
For sake of creator, whatever your creator who is, whatever my creator who is, alright? For the sake of the creator which you believe, try to listen to me for a second. So if she was 9 years old, my interpretation, my human being, normal interpretation, using my mind, alright? That my prophet, like I can't claim something bad about Jesus, so try to think like that. I will not claim something bad about Muhammad, alright? This is what I believe as Muslim. So what I'm trying to explain to you, for the sake, for the sake of sorry for the
Sorry.
voice. For the sake of creator, which you believe, and you said you believe in the creator.
Make your
please. Okay. If she was 9 years old, what I mean here is her body was able to be bleeding or to be in intersexual course completely. Alright? This is what I mean. When I said
Okay,
you
got it.
before, I will finish now. When I said to you before, in the British history, less than 100 years ago, 100 years ago, there was some occasion which exists in the royal family, which among the ordinary people, that girls in young age was completely fit to marry. So
Okay, let me
we
respond.
feel free. So we are talking here about how many years? You see what I
Let
mean?
me respond. Let me
Yeah.
respond. So first of all,
Can I stand here? If you don't mind, you can stand in front of your
first of
camera.
all,
Yeah.
I believe I made the point that Allah is a mouse. I believe I made the point that actually queens, kings, and prime ministers, or the people people's boss are not someone that my example to follow. Lord Jesus Christ, I am Christian. Lord Jesus Christ is my example. He is my supreme authority. You are Muslim, Muhammad is your example, and Quran Surah 33 identifies Muhammad as the best pattern for humanity. You said, as a Muslim, you cannot say something bad about Muhammad. Therefore, the way you justify Muhammad having sex with a child is, oh, Aisha probably was ready at that time.
Yeah,
so here's the, let me finish. So, and then you were kind enough, and then give me the definition for the child. Brother, can you give me specifically?
Jesus married
You
a
gave me,
3-year-old.
you gave me the,
Jesus married
you
a
gave me the
3-year-old.
definition for the
Moses
child
married
as
a 3-year-old.
someone who is not bleeding and then who is ready to perform sexual
Hallelujah.
act. There is nothing in Islamic
Hallelujah.
sources that it tells us Aisha was bleeding at age 9. Aisha was still child. Let me finish. I listened to you. Let me finish. Aisha was still child, and then Aisha took her dolls with her. Surah 65, verse 4 of the Quran tells, gives the rules for the divorce. And it says, when you divorce the woman who are in menopause, they are not bleeding yet, you give them 3 months waiting, and then they can go and get married.
Of course, they might be pregnant.
And then,
Get somewhere else.
and then those who are not yet to bleed, those who are yet to have their period, it is the same for them as well. And then you go back to tafsir to figure out who are those who are not bleeding yet. It says, because of their young age, Ibn Abbas, Ibn Kathir, they all say that.
Quran says,
In Islam,
when girls are mature.
the reason Muslim
Quran
girls
says marry
cannot play with the
when
dolls
girls are mature.
because playing dolls are the sign of child.
Girls are
Okay?
mature at 17.
Aisha took her dolls with her when Muhammad climbed the top of her. So, according to Islamic sources, Aisha was still a child, yet your prophet climbed the top of her, and you think you cannot say anything negative about Muhammad.
Not only that.
So, here's the thing. There is nothing bad in Lord Jesus Christ. As a Christian, there is nothing I can say bad about Lord Jesus Christ. He is the King of universe, logic of cosmos, who holds the universe by the power of his word, died on the cross so that you can reconcile to God the Father. Still you are telling me, even though Muhammad climbed the top of a child who is not bleeding, I cannot say something bad about my prophet.
Allah Akbar.
Allah
You are
Akbar.
liar. Hatun, you are liar.
So,
You give Quran to dog to lick.
I have seen
You are liar.
interpreting the Quran, interpreting the
You are a
Hadith
blessing,
in,
sister.
She's liar.
Thank you.
in
Thank
fully
you for what you're
mistaken.
doing.
I am Messiah.
Blasphemers
I
cannot
am
speak in
Messiah.
Sunnah. Make your point.
You are
Make your
liar.
point. No, make your point. I
Allah.
can hear you.
So,
Allah Akbar.
always you use wrong claims. You interpret and manipulate
But
the fact.
your interpretation
Again,
is not
no,
satisfying
you
me.
practice-
Show me something
Okay.
from Islamic
Allah
sources.
Akbar.
Tell me
And I
Aisha
said
is not a
once, twice,
child.
answer, but as I can see, I'm afraid to tell you that your main reason for all of that is clear hate. Nothing to do.
Yes,
with
my
that
main
more
reason
than
to bring
clear
up all
hate.
those
Not-
things is hate.
not
As a
establish-
Christian,
Yeah.
I hate when man climbs the top of a child. As a Christian, I stand against child marriage. As a Christian,
Yeah.
I stand against
You-
child rape.
Yeah.
If that is hate,
Yeah.
let it to be hate.
Yeah.
Yes, I hate child
Wait, you
marriage.
allow me to-
Yes,
This
I
way
hate
now you are-
child rape. Yes,
No.
I hate
No.
those people who
Everyone
justify
hates
it as
You
well.
hate Muslims, you hate Islam. This is a clear fact, what I can say and see about you. For no real reasons. Even when you discuss anything with any Muslims here, in all of your conversations, you haven't given anyone a chance to talk to you, to answer you. Even when someone provides you,
I gave you chance. I gave you chance to explain yourself, and you said to me, you cannot say anything about negative, bad about Muhammad. Therefore, probably she wasn't child anymore, and she was ready to perform sex.
always that's a sign for someone who is already full with hate. This is what I would like to tell you. Nothing about Islam, nothing
Okay.
about Christianity.
I appreciate that, and I want to express if talking about against child marriage is hate speech, yes, I am taking part in hate speech. If saying do not rape kids is hate, yes, I am full of hate for those who think it's alright to climb top of a child. If reading Islamic sources and then bringing up all those nastiness is hate, yes, that's what I'm doing.
Marriage, not rape.
Sorry?
It is marriage, not rape.
What is marriage?